The shiur is being given L'zecher Nishmas Rachaleya Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. We have been studying Sefer Yirmiyahu, and the last year we actually noted an incredible chiastic structure that we saw between the end of Perek Chaf Aleph and the beginning of Perek Chaf Beis. And there, on the sheet that we had distributed, you'll notice the end of Perek Chaf Aleph, the last few psukim, that we have a stress on the idea of Mishpat, the significance of Mishpat, and the idea that Beis David is told Vatzilu Gazul Miat Oshek. And we spoke about the concept of Oshek, and lest Rachmana litzlan there be a conflagration, Mishpat being the Yesod HaKol. And if Mishpat it does not take place, Rachmana litzlan, the result will be Eish. And you see on the sheet in front of you that we had this stressed, and this very much parallels the beginning of Perek Chaf Beis, where again the address to the house of Melech Yehuda in Perek Chaf Aleph, Beis David was addressed, and here Beis Melech Yehuda is addressed, and again they are told by a greater length. Here the Navi expatiates a bit more in Pasuk Gimel, Asu Mishpat and Tzedakka Vatzilu Gazul Miat Oshok, which obviously parallels the previous Perek, but at greater length. V'ger Yosef Amana Al Tonu. One should be careful with a Noas Ger, a Noas Yosef, a Noas Almana. Al Tachmeisu. V'dom Noki Al Tishpuch B'Makom Hazeh, because if that happens, Rachmana litzlan, again the results will be catastrophic. The results being on the Churban of the Beis Hamikdash. And in the sheet itself you'll see many, many parallels between the end of Perek Chaf Aleph and the beginning of Perek Chaf Beis, and we also commented on the idea of Mishpat, Tzedek, and Tzedakka, and more or less examine those fundamental doctrines. And these fundamental doctrines are so basic, and they occur and recur many, many times in many different contexts. I had not noted, but perhaps I'll note right now, that we have this Yesod mentioned as well when one examines the daily tefillos. So in the first Hallelujah, there the language that's used is the following language: Hallelujah Halli Nafshi Es Hashem. And in that context we speak about how life is short and how a person really recognizes and should recognize the fact that without Hashem Yisbarach one has no hope. Hashem Yisbarach is the Bari Olam, but Hashem Yisbarach Hashem Emes Li'olam Osem Mishpat La'ashukim. Hashem is going to do Mishpat for those that are Ashukim. Again, the same language that's found over here. No Semnachim L'Arevim. Hashem Matir Asurim. Hashem Pokei Achivim. Hashem Zogei Kfufim. Hashem Meiv Tzadikim. Hashem Shomer Esgerim. Yasam An Mo Yodei. This sense of Mishpat, of righteousness, on the part of Hashem Yisbarach, is a very, very significant theme throughout the Hallelujahs. Chukav Mishpat of the Israel Hashem gave us, and of course, again, towards the end of the Hallelujahs, we have the same idea. Lasos Bahem Mishpat Kosuv Hadar U'Lechol Chasir Hallelujah. And we've already had mentioned in the past a number of times that again the tefillos of Friday night, the Tehillim that we say on Friday night, starting from the Chut Manna, is extremely concerned about this idea of Mishpat. But that judgment will be b'tzedek, b'yamim be'emunaso. And a bit later, tzedek u'mishpat mechayim kiso. These are the very foundations of the Kisei Hashem. The idea of Mishpat, of tzedek, again in the Perek and Tehillim that follows there in the Chut Manana, Neharo Simcha U'Chav Yachad Har Miranenu L'Vnei Hashem Kibol Lishpeit Haaretz Yishpol Tevel B'Tzedek V'Yamim B'Meisharim. And the following one again, B'Yoz Melech Mishpat Ahei V'Ato Konanta Meisharim Mishpat U'Tzedakka B'Yakov Ato Asisa. We have spoken about those Prokim Tehillim. We examine the Tehillim that we say on Leil Shabbos. So obviously Leil Shabbos is this man where that idea is highlighted. And the reason why I'm stressing this now is because it's very clear that the end of Chaf Aleph and the beginning of Chaf Beis that speak about this at great length is going to be the introduction now to a discussion of Malachim, of kings who unfortunately were terribly lacking in this quality of Mishpat and this quality of Tzedakka. And instead of, shall we say, being concerned about the Ashukim, the way the Shalom Melech writes in Koheles, Ra'isi is Dimas o Ashukim, Hashem Yisbarach says, I have seen the cries of those that are Ashukim, those that are oppressed. And that's exactly what the focus is here. Hashem Yisbarach is exceptionally concerned about the downtrodden, and those that are impoverished, and those that are shafal, those that are low. And that's exactly what a melech should be concerned with, and we mentioned this already any number of times. And somehow